guys, what's up? Happy Memorial Day. I know I'm just recording this today, but today we're going to be talking about the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line and just what I think of it. That's really all it is. And maybe some improvements that I think that they could make. Maybe some improvements that they could do by signing, maybe by drafting, maybe just by an infusion of... You know what, I'll get into it. I don't want to make this video too long. So... The Bengals, I grew up watching them, and they're definitely my favorite team. However, the offensive line is just painful to watch, for a couple reasons, and they had a really good opportunity to revamp the O-line and get some talent into the O-line. That's really good. They passed on that for Jamar Chase. They could have drafted Sewell, but they chose Chase, which I think Sewell was the better need, other than getting a fucking friend. Which I'm honestly kind of pissed about that. Chase, I'm not trying to like take away from him. He's an amazing player in his own right. However, the Bengals had bigger needs, and those needs were at what we're talking about today. So yes, I am a little bit sore that they drafted Chase instead of fucking Sewell, but let's see how they, because they already had a decent receiving core, then they added Chase to that, so. But that really doesn't mean anything if they can't protect their fucking quarterback. They have Jeremiah Williams, I think maybe it's just Josiah Williams, I can't remember which it is. Sorry, I've been fucking sick all day, so I apologize that I can't remember the name, but he was out for his rookie season, so basically, this is going to be his third year, and he's only technically going into his second year of play. I'd like to see a lot more growth from him. Just in general, the growth isn't there. He hasn't impressed me. He hasn't lived up to his first round potential. And you can say the same about Billy Price. I think that they both need to either step up their game or they need to be traded to get some great O-line prospects. Then there's the undrafted guy. Let me look up the Bengals roster and I can tell you. This will only take a second. Oh my gosh. I swear, man. It's hard to find them. They also have, I guess, Trey Hopkins, too, that they can lean on a little bit more. And I think Trey's a good guy. Michael Jordan, he's good. Trey Hill, I like him. We're going to get into some bigger things on those guys, though. Like Hubbard. What's his name? Jesus. Here we go. We can finally look up. Maybe it was Stop Follow, maybe. Yeah, that's who I think I'm talking about. He went to college at UCLA, but he's been playing a long time, so I don't think it's him. Yes, I remember who it is now. Quentin Spain. I like him. I don't think he's starting guard material, though. I think that his peak is a backup guard, backup offensive lineman. I don't really see him being a successful starting guard, and if the Bengals really want to revamp their line and protect Burrow, which I'm really sorry that took so long. I think that took like 3 minutes to find, so I really apologize. I'm not in my game today, but so if they really want to protect Joe Burrow, I think that the guard position is definitely something that they need to focus on now. I think that they need to get talent in now, and I think that they need to get some maybe future talent, but I think overall guard is their biggest need. After that, I think it goes center and then maybe tackles. But I think that guard definitely needs some talent from them. And I can't remember or not if it was just all tackles that they got in the draft, because they did get a few offensive linemen. But I don't think that Billy Price is going to be it anymore. I think that he needs to go. I like guys from Ohio State, and I want to like him so badly, but I just can't. He's not living up to his first round hype. And I think he was taken pretty decently early. I think maybe 10th, 11th overall. Around that region is when he was taken. Maybe he was taken a little bit later than that, but he was basically a mid first rounder. And I don't think he's lived up to even really being a second rounder. Don't really hear his name called a lot in the broadcasts or with anything. And if you watch him play, I just don't see any more potential. I think that he's reached what he can be, and that the Bengals want to get something in return for him, and they need to sell high, basically. Like, he's not going to get any better. He's not going to get any more, trade hype at all. So I think that the Bengals, they need to either trade him now or release him now, because he's just taking up a spot, and I'm kind of disappointed that they picked up his fifth-year option, because that kind of shows that they're committed to him and they're not going to try and trade him. But I think that he needs to go, and just some good guard talent. Like, we almost had Joe Finley, but we fucking lowballed him, and that's the organization's fault. That's not the fans' fault. And I think that the fans have every right to be mad about the Bengals lowballing him like that. He knows what he's worth, and we lost out on him. He actually had said he wanted to come here, but we lowballed him, and, well, we lost out on a great offensive lineman. And I don't think that we did enough to, in free agency to warrant. I mean, I guess we got one tackle, technically, on a 2-year deal. So for the next 2 years, I guess tackle's a little bit better. But I think that Sewell and Jonah Williams, I think that's his name. Yeah, Jonah Williams, that's what he is. That's who it was. I think that him and Jonah Williams could have been a really great pair. I think that Williams, I want to keep him, actually. I think that Williams does have some potential, and I think that he just needs the right coach to be able to get it out. And I honestly don't think that the guy that they have at O-line coach right now is the answer. And if I'm being completely honest, I liked the Zach Taylor hire a little bit more back when it happened, but now I'm doubting him. I don't think that he can get the job done. He's had 2 losing records, and last year's team was actually honestly pretty stacked. They had Burrow, they had fucking AJ Green, Trey Hopkins, and center. He was originally guard, but they moved him to center. They had Williams. They had fucking basically everybody that they needed back, and they just didn't get the job done. And I think that Zach Taylor may be a good reason why. I think he was honestly a really great quarterbacks coach. I just don't think anymore that he was head coach material at all. And I feel like maybe his time in Cincinnati needs to come to an end sooner rather than later. Like what happened with Marvin Lewis, we kept him way too fucking long. Everybody wanted him gone. When they finally got him gone, they bring in this guy, and I feel like we're a little bit worse now, honestly. But I think that getting rid of Lewis was the right move in the end, because that was toxic environment. He was already committed to the veterans. He kind of hated the fucking rookies, and that cost us big time with John Ross. He was a rookie, great talent, great speed. I guess he broke him down a little too much, and Ross is a bust now. So Lewis, I really hope that he doesn't get a job anywhere else ever again in the coaching football. Not even like fucking youth. Because if you're gonna hate rookies and make a guy a bust just because you're committed to your veterans, like, I get being committed to your veterans, but he honestly, he was like a bully. I don't fuck with bullies. But back to the young line. I think that they may need a coaching change at both head coach and O-line coach if they want to be able to develop guys. And I think that Jonah Williams would be a great beneficiary of a new coaching change in both. Then there's just Hopkins at center. I don't think that he's the answer at center. I like Hopkins. I think that he's a great offensive lineman. I think that he's honestly a really good guard. And I would move him back to guard and just get a good center. And that takes up one out of two starting positions at guard that you desperately need. If you don't get what I'm saying right now, then you're not going to get it. They just need to revamp it completely. I don't like that they have, like, fucked up this bad with everything. But the Bengals O-line, I can see it getting better in the future. But the Bengals, I see them maybe at most, if they're lucky, getting a winning record. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl. I really see them maybe having an outside shot at making the first round as a wild card, but I don't expect them really to go anywhere else but wild card. I think that that's this team right here, potential that they put together. Maybe they add some guys, maybe that they subtract some guys that they needed to, some draft picks for the future. I don't know what the answer is to get it to the Super Bowl, but the one thing that I can say is having a great offensive line is the ticket to winning the Super Bowl. And both the offensive lines last year in the Super Bowl were pretty battered. But if you saw, the Chiefs lost. And I don't think it was all Mahomes. I don't think it was all that team. I don't think it was all anybody. I think that the bruised and battered offensive line, having really nobody, having really fucking just have to go to their backups, cost them in the end. So that tells you how much an offensive line is worth in the NFL, and I think that if the Bengals want to get back to the Super Bowl, offensive line, that's where they need to start. That's where they need to build around and focus building around now. With that being said, feel free to like debate anything I really say in this in the comments. I will read them, but keep it civil, please. That's really all I ask. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.